Above the clouds, where thunder is born and lightning cuts the sky, two thrones stand against eternity. One shines with gold and marble, the other carved from ash and bone. Both gaze upon the world below, and both claim the heavens. The air trembles between them. The storm itself seems to hold its breath. One throne belongs to Zeus, the lord of Olympus, the god whose voice is thunder. His will commands the sky, his gaze divides light from shadow. He is the conqueror of chaos, the son who rose against his father to bring law to the world. His realm is brilliance, order, and command. When Zeus speaks, the clouds obey. When he moves, the heavens roar. The other throne belongs to Odin, the All-Father, ruler of Asgard, the seeker of wisdom who gave his eye for sight beyond sight. His power is quieter, deeper, colder. He rules not with thunder, but with the weight of knowledge and the inevitability of fate. Where Zeus dominates, Odin endures. Where one demands, the other contemplates. Both are kings of gods. Both carry the storm within. And yet, they rule two very different skies. Zeus sits in the brightness of Olympus, his crown forged in lightning, his throne surrounded by the laughter of immortals. His strength is his certainty. He rules through fear and reward, through decree and justice. His kingdom never questions his power because it has never seen him doubt. Odin sits upon his high seat, Hlidskjalf, gazing over all realms, his ravens bringing him the whispers of men and gods alike. He holds wisdom in one hand and death in the other. His strength is his sacrifice. He rules through knowledge, through the acceptance that all things, even gods, must end. Zeus is the eternal summer storm. Odin is the endless winter wind. Both reign above men, and both mirror what men most desire to become, one to conquer, the other to understand. Tonight, their myths meet. Their worlds collide across time and belief. The marble of Greece trembles before the iron of the north. The thunder of Olympus echoes against the cold sky of Asgard. And the question rises like a storm: who truly rules the heavens? Is it the god who commands the world through sheer will, or the one who rules it through wisdom and silence? The Greeks saw in Zeus the perfection of authority, the divine father who governs the universe by force of presence alone. He is the voice of order after chaos, the fire that never yields. To worship Zeus was to trust the power of command, to believe that control itself was divine. But in the north, the Vikings saw something else. A god who bleeds. A god who doubts. A god who sacrifices himself to learn the secrets that even gods are not meant to know. Odin's throne is not a seat of pride, but of burden. He carries the weight of the inevitable, the knowledge that the end is coming, and that even divinity cannot escape it. Two kings. Two skies. One storm. In this confrontation, the heavens themselves are divided between power and understanding, between thunder and thought, between Zeus, who strikes, and Odin, who foresees. So the question remains, when the storm finally breaks, when lightning meets wind, when the roar of Olympus meets the silence of Asgard, who will stand as the true king of heaven? The god who commands, or the god who knows? High above the mortal world, where clouds are born and torn apart by storms, sits the throne of Zeus, the golden crown of Olympus. The sky bends beneath his will. The thunder is his heartbeat, the lightning his breath. No wind dares move without his command. No god dares speak without his shadow falling across their words. Before Zeus, there was chaos, the endless night of titans and void. The universe was untamed, ruled by fear and instinct. But from that chaos, a son of Kronos rose, one who would not bow to the tyranny of his father. He was hidden by his mother, Rhea, fed in secret, while his siblings were swallowed whole. When he came of age, Zeus struck, not with cunning, but with the certainty of destiny. He forced Kronos to release his brothers and sisters, and together they waged war for the heavens. The Titanomachy, the war of the gods, raged across eternity. Mountains burned. Oceans rose. The sky itself screamed. And when it ended, Zeus stood victorious. The old order was broken. The new was born. From the ashes of rebellion, Olympus rose. From that moment on, Zeus would never kneel again. He ruled not as a tyrant, but as a force of nature, inevitable, immovable, divine. His kingdom stretched from the heights of the clouds to the depths of mortal hearts. The Greeks looked to him not as a distant god, but as the pulse of existence itself. The thunder in the mountains was his laughter. The rain that fed the earth was his mercy. The storm that shattered ships was his anger. Zeus was not a god of subtlety. His presence was overwhelming, like sunlight on marble, pure, commanding, absolute. His symbols spoke the language of dominance. The eagle, master of the skies, the scepter, sign of divine rule, and the lightning bolt, a weapon of judgment that struck with both fury and precision. Yet behind his strength lies complexity. Zeus is not the silent architect of fate. He is passion itself. His loves and rivalries carved the destiny of both gods and men. Through countless unions, he fathered heroes, demigods, and even kings, each a spark of his divine essence, scattered across the mortal world. Hercules, Perseus, Helen, Minos. Their stories are fragments of Zeus himself, reminders that even the greatest must spread their power to sustain the world they rule. But Zeus was not gentle. His reign was built on balance between justice and fear. When gods rebelled, he cast them down. When mortals defied him, he drowned them in storms. He rewarded devotion, but punished arrogance. To challenge Zeus was to challenge the order of the cosmos itself, and few ever dared. From his golden throne, surrounded by the 12 Olympians, Zeus ruled with the certainty of the sun. Hera beside him, fierce and watchful. Poseidon, his brother, ruling the seas below. Hades, his other brother, hidden in the underworld. Together they formed the architecture of divine law, the eternal hierarchy that shaped the Greek world. But Zeus stood above them all. He was the crown of heaven. Even his flaws were divine. His temper, his desire, his pride, they were not weaknesses, but reminders that power itself is human at its core. The Greeks saw in Zeus not perfection, but reflection. The storm that could nurture or destroy, love or devour. When mortals prayed for rain, they called his name. When they feared the sky's wrath, they begged his forgiveness. When they raised their eyes to the clouds, they did not see emptiness, they saw his throne. And yet, behind every thunderclap, there was meaning. Zeus was not mindless chaos, he was balance. His lightning destroyed, but it also illuminated. His storms brought death and life together. To the Greeks, Zeus was proof that the divine is both mercy and punishment, that creation itself must strike to remain alive. His wisdom was not the deep silence of Odin's meditations, but the instinctive understanding of power, that only by imposing will could the world remain whole. Without Zeus, the heavens would collapse into confusion. The sea would consume the land. The night would swallow the sun. Zeus ruled because he must. He was the necessary storm, the will of the cosmos given form. His power was not born of knowledge, but of certainty, the faith that authority itself is sacred. And so, atop Olympus, among marble pillars and endless clouds, he waits. Lightning crackles in his hand, a reminder to all who look upward that even the gods are subject to his decree. His voice is thunder. His silence, peace. His rule, eternal. In the mythology of Greece, Zeus is more than king. He is the principle of divine order itself. To worship him was to surrender to structure, to trust that the universe bends toward law, even when it strikes. But every law carries a shadow. Every thunder has its silence. And somewhere beyond the bright clouds of Olympus, another throne waits, older, darker, carved from the roots of the world. While Zeus rules the storm, Odin studies the silence before it. 2 thrones, 2 kings, 1 sky. The storm is gathering. Far beyond the warmth of Olympus, past the edge of sunlight and sea, there lies a colder sky. The winds whisper through endless pines, carrying the sound of distant ravens. And in that frozen realm of gods and men, one figure sits upon a throne not of gold, but of silence, Odin, the All-Father. The king of Asgard, the seeker of the unknown. His kingdom is not carved in marble, but woven through shadow and memory. It is a place of mist and iron, where heroes drink in halls of firelight, and the end of all things is always near. Here, glory and death are brothers. Here, even the gods are haunted by time. Odin did not inherit his throne. He earned it, through sacrifice, through knowledge, through the pain that comes from seeing too much. He is not the god of power, but of understanding. Not the lord of lightning, but the keeper of secrets. His wisdom is older than his crown. His authority comes not from thunder, but from the price he paid to know the truth. In the beginning, there was the void, Ginnungagap, and from its ice and fire came the first life, the giant Ymir. When Odin and his brothers slew Ymir, the world was made from his body. From death came creation, and from creation, destiny. Odin carries that truth within him, that every act of life demands a sacrifice. He rules Asgard with calm and foreboding grace. Upon his throne, Hlidskjalf, he sees all that happens in every realm, Midgard, the world of men, Jotunheim, the land of giants, and the shadowed depths where fate itself weaves its endless thread. His two ravens, Hugin and Munin, Thought and Memory, fly across the worlds each day and return at dusk to whisper what they've seen. But knowledge has a price. For wisdom, Odin gave his right eye to Mimir's well, where the waters reflect the secrets of existence. He drank deeply, and the truth burned him. The world, he learned, is doomed to end, not by chance, but by design. Ragnarok will come, and even the gods will fall. Yet Odin does not flee from that fate. He prepares for it. He waits for it. He is a god who walks among men disguised as a wanderer, hooded, one-eyed, carrying his spear Gungnir. He moves through battlefields, through forests, through dreams. To some he gives victory, to others death, but always for a purpose known only to him. His will is not arbitrary. It is strategic, deliberate, woven into the pattern of destiny itself. His companions are wolves and ravens, symbols of hunger and knowledge, the two forces that drive all life. He gathers warriors who die bravely in battle and brings them to Valhalla, where they feast and train for the final war. He knows they will die again at the end of days, but still he prepares them. Even in triumph, he remembers the end. Odin's wisdom is unlike any other. He did not receive it freely. He tore it from the world itself. He hung for 9 nights on Yggdrasil, the world tree, pierced by his own spear, refusing food and drink, seeking the runes, the symbols of power and knowledge hidden beneath reality. Alone, he endured pain beyond death, and when he finally grasped the runes, he screamed, not from agony, but from revelation. In that moment, Odin became the bridge between life and death, between gods and men. His body suffered so that his mind could awaken. His sacrifice mirrors the very nature of existence, that to know truth, one must be willing to bleed for it. Where Zeus rules through might, Odin rules through meaning. His law is not written in thunder, but in prophecy. His gaze is patient, calculating, eternal. He understands that the gods themselves are bound by time, and that wisdom is not victory, it is acceptance. Odin's power is subtle but vast. His magic, called Seeder, bends the threads of fate. He can shape destiny, command spirits, and even speak to the dead. He is both warrior and mystic, king and wanderer, father and outcast. His strength is not measured in lightning bolts, but in foresight, in his ability to see what others refuse to face. While Zeus seeks to maintain order, Odin peers into its inevitable collapse. One builds, the other prepares. Zeus is the eternal now. Odin is the coming end. To the Norse, Odin was not perfection, he was depth, a reflection of the human condition itself. He is wisdom purchased through pain, victory tainted by loss, divinity marked by mortality. To follow Odin was not to worship an untouchable god, but to walk alongside a spirit that understood suffering as sacred. The warriors who fell under his gaze did not fear death, they welcomed it. For in dying bravely, they joined the Allfather's army, becoming part of the great pattern he wove. In their courage, Odin saw himself. His symbol is not the thunderbolt, but the eye, one closed forever to see beyond sight. His realm is not a palace in the clouds, but a hall of shadows, echoing with laughter and fate. And above it all, his ravens still fly, whispering secrets to the wind. Odin is not the storm itself. He is the silence before it, the awareness that gives it meaning. His rule is not the blaze of authority, but the quiet endurance of understanding. In the heavens, his throne may stand beside Zeus's, but his gaze looks deeper, beyond lightning, beyond life, beyond time. For Zeus commands the sky. But Odin commands destiny. 2 kings, 2 powers, 1 truth. The storm is no longer just thunder and wind. It has become wisdom and will. And somewhere in that vast collision of power and prophecy, the question returns: who truly rules the heavens? The storm begins to stir again. The heavens tremble as 2 thrones awaken, one wreathed in gold and thunder, the other shrouded in mist and memory. Zeus and Odin. 2 kings of the sky. 2 rulers of eternity. Yet their power does not come from the same source. One commands. The other endures. One roars. The other whispers. And between them, the balance of the cosmos sways. Their dominion begins in different worlds. Zeus was born from rebellion, a child who rose against his father to claim the throne of the heavens. His first act was victory, his crown forged in conquest. Odin, by contrast, was born from blood and frost, from the carcass of a slain giant. His throne was not taken, but built from sacrifice and foresight. His first act was creation, not destruction. Zeus rules by right of strength. He holds lightning as both weapon and symbol, an extension of divine law, swift and absolute. The sound of thunder is his decree. His command is felt in every storm that touches the sea, every flash that divides the sky. His power is direct, visible, and immediate. He does not hide his will, he imposes it. Odin rules by right of knowledge. His power is older, colder, more elusive. He does not wield lightning, but understanding. His strength is found in the invisible, in thought, in prophecy, in the slow patience of destiny. Where Zeus strikes, Odin waits. Where Zeus declares, Odin listens. One moves the world through command, the other through consequence. Both command armies of gods and spirits. Zeus leads the Olympians, radiant, immortal, eternal in pleasure and power. Odin leads the Aesir, grim, noble, bound to battle and the approach of doom. Zeus governs a heaven of beauty, Odin a heaven of preparation. The halls of Olympus ring with laughter, the halls of Valhalla echo with the clash of steel. Their symbols reflect their souls. Zeus's eagle soars high above the earth, its eyes sharp, its flight absolute, a sign of sovereignty and control. Odin's ravens circle the world below, gathering knowledge from every corner, a sign of curiosity and the endless pursuit of truth. Zeus's thunderbolt destroys. Odin's runes reveal. Both shape the cosmos, but one through fire, the other through wisdom. In raw might, Zeus stands supreme. He is the strongest of the Olympians, unmatched in combat. His lightning can shatter mountains, and his storms have drowned cities. When he commands the heavens, no god dares to defy him. Even Poseidon and Hades, his brothers, accept his rule. The will of Zeus is law, and the world obeys. Odin's power, however, is not of muscle, but of mind. He holds mastery over Seidr, the ancient Norse magic that bends the threads of fate. He knows the words that can awaken the dead, the runes that can shape destiny, the chants that can calm storms or call them forth. He is not stronger than the world. He is part of it. He does not control fate. He understands it. Zeus creates order through force. Odin maintains it through knowledge. Zeus's realm is stability. Odin's is awareness. Zeus enforces justice by punishing rebellion. Odin enforces it by knowing rebellion cannot be avoided. Zeus fears chaos. Odin embraces it. Zeus's immortality is unquestioned. Odin's mortality is accepted. When we measure their powers, the contrast deepens. Zeus commands the origin power, the storm, the sky, the thunder that shapes all life. His strength is visible, kinetic, irresistible. He is the sun breaking through clouds, the roar that silences all doubt. Odin commands the knowledge power, prophecy, magic, and understanding. His strength is hidden, patient, eternal. He is the shadow beneath the tree, the whisper that outlasts the roar. In wisdom, Odin's sacrifice surpasses Zeus's certainty. Zeus rules the present. Odin sees the future. Zeus acts without question. Odin acts despite the answer. To know one's fate and still face it, That is a greater courage than never knowing it at all. Yet power is not only knowledge or strength. Power is influence, the ability to shape the will of others. And here, Zeus shines brightest. His name became synonymous with divinity itself. His worship defined empires. His law became the model for kings. He is remembered not as a god of mystery, but of command. His image carved in marble, his myth carried in sunlight. He became the symbol of dominion, the archetype of the ruling father. Odin, though less imperial, shaped something deeper, the spirit of endurance. His followers were not promised eternal pleasure, but eternal struggle. To die for Odin was to join the cycle of preparation, to live for the moment before the end. His worship taught men that wisdom demands suffering, that fate cannot be escaped, only faced with honor. If Zeus represents power fulfilled, Odin represents power understood. Zeus reigns in triumph. Odin reigns in awareness. One god looks outward, claiming the world. The other looks inward, reading the soul. Even in immortality, they differ. Zeus stands outside of fate, unchanging, eternal. Odin stands within it, mortal in his own prophecy. Zeus cannot die, Odin must. And yet, paradoxically, that makes Odin's power more human, more profound. His acceptance of death grants him meaning. Zeus may rule forever, but Odin knows what forever costs. Their weapons tell the story of their natures. Zeus wields the lightning bolt, precise, instant, absolute. Odin wields Gungnir, the spear that never misses, forged from the wisdom of dwarves, guided by fate itself. Zeus's weapon enforces will. Odin's enacts destiny. When Zeus strikes, he decides. When Odin throws, he fulfills. And so the storm and the shadow circle each other across the ages. The roar of Olympus meets the whisper of Asgard. One burns with certainty, the other chills with truth. Together they embody the eternal balance between power and purpose, the two halves of divine rule. Without Zeus, the world would collapse into chaos. Without Odin, the gods would forget why they rule at all. One preserves the world through authority. The other preserves meaning through understanding. The thunder and the silence. The law and the wisdom. And when the heavens split, when lightning cuts through northern clouds, their powers seem to merge, a flash of gold within gray, a sound that is both roar and whisper. For even the gods mirror one another. Zeus commands the moment. Odin commands the meaning of the moment. The storm rages. The shadow watches. Two kings share one sky. And the question echoes through eternity. Is it better to rule by strength or by wisdom? The sky is divided. One half glows in golden fire, the other whispers in silver mist. Between them, thunder speaks and silence answers. The storm has raged long enough. Now the heavens await judgment. Who, among these two kings of eternity, truly rules the skies? Zeus, the master of lightning, sits upon a throne of command. His will carves order into chaos. His power is immediate, absolute, radiant. He stands for authority, law, and certainty. The idea that the universe must obey a center, a voice that declares what is. He brings structure to the divine, justice to the world, and fear to those who defy him. His reign is the architecture of control. Odin, the master of fate, sits upon a throne of endurance. His will bends to the weight of time. His power is subtle, invisible, infinite. He stands for understanding, for the awareness that all things, even gods, are part of an unfolding greater than themselves. He brings meaning to existence, depth to suffering, and foresight to those who listen. His reign is the architecture of wisdom. Zeus rules the moment. Odin rules the pattern. Zeus embodies the victory of the present. Odin embodies the inevitability of the future. When thunder strikes, Zeus speaks. His voice is a declaration. The world exists because he wills it so. When ravens fly, Odin listens. His silence is a revelation. The world continues because he accepts it as it is. Zeus's reign is power fulfilled, the perfection of divine control. Odin's reign is power understood, the realization that even control must one day fade. Their conflict is not of battle, but of essence. Zeus believes power defines order. Odin believes meaning defines power. Zeus strikes with the force of creation. Odin answers with the endurance of consciousness. One god commands the stars. The other reads their stories. To decide who rules, we must weigh strength against wisdom, command against acceptance, immortality against sacrifice. In sheer might, Zeus reigns supreme. None can rival the power of his thunderbolts, forged by the Cyclopes in the heart of the storm. His word is law, his will the axis of Olympus. He dethroned the Titans and remade the cosmos. His authority is unquestionable, his dominion unbroken. But Odin holds a power that Zeus will never touch, the power of awareness. He has seen the end of all things and continues to rule anyway. He knows that every victory is temporary, that every god must one day fall, yet he still chooses to lead. That is not weakness. That is transcendence. Zeus creates stability. Odin creates meaning. Zeus demands obedience. Odin inspires reflection. Zeus controls the thunder. Odin controls the silence after it. Zeus may wield the greater weapon, but Odin wields the greater truth. Yet, the question remains, in the realm of gods, is truth stronger than command? Does knowledge outweigh the force of will? To mortals, Zeus is the father of heaven, the shining archetype of rule. His image shaped kings and empires. His presence echoes in every cathedral dome and every oath sworn to the sky. The world still lives under his shadow. Every leader, every ruler, every power that demands obedience carries a spark of Zeus within it. But Odin, the wanderer, walks still among us. His wisdom survives not in temples, but in thought. He lives in philosophy, in poetry, in the quiet endurance of those who face despair and continue forward. When a man sacrifices comfort for truth, when a woman looks into the unknown and refuses to turn away, Odin breathes in them. Zeus governs civilization. Odin governs the soul. Zeus wins by law. Odin wins by memory. In the cosmic balance, both are necessary. For what is knowledge without order? What is order without meaning? The storm must strike to remind the sky it is alive. The silence must follow to remind it why. If the heavens were left to Zeus alone, the universe would be powerful but blind, eternal authority without understanding. If ruled only by Odin, the cosmos would know too much, wisdom without will, vision without action. The world survives because both exist. Zeus keeps it whole. Odin keeps it awake. And yet, if one must wear the crown of heaven, if eternity demanded a single ruler, the judgment falls with the thunder. For in the language of the cosmos, power is still the heartbeat of existence. Stars burn, not because they understand, but because they must. Creation itself begins with the strike, not the thought. And in that instant, when lightning first divides the void, it is Zeus who speaks the first word. Zeus rules the heavens. Odin rules the meaning of heaven. One is the king of the storm. The other is the keeper of its echo. The verdict is not victory, it is balance. Zeus may hold the crown, but Odin holds the truth that makes the crown worth wearing. So the storm ends, and the skies clear. The thunder fades into a whisper. The golden light of Olympus meets the gray dawn of Asgard. And for a brief moment, both kings share the same horizon, the god who commands, and the god who understands. Two thrones, one sky. Two powers, one truth. Without one, the other is meaningless. And as the world turns, the voice of the narrator becomes a question again, soft, lingering, eternal. If you held the power of the storm in one hand and the wisdom of the ages in the other, which would you choose? The storm has passed. The sky lies open again, vast, calm, eternal. Where lightning once tore through clouds and thunder shook the air, there is only silence now. A silence not of emptiness, but of understanding. Two thrones remain among the fading mist, one radiant, one shadowed. Neither broken, neither defeated. Zeus sits beneath the golden light, the lord of command, his crown forged from thunder and law. Odin stands beneath the dim horizon, the father of thought, his one eye reflecting the last echo of the storm. And between them, the heavens breathe. The world below glows with the quiet aftermath of their clash. Mountains glisten with the tears of rain. The seas shimmer beneath sunlight and fog. The air hums with balance, the pulse of power and the whisper of wisdom now intertwined. Zeus still rules the skies, his might undeniable, his thunder eternal. But Odin still rules within the heart, the whisper that reminds creation why it exists. For power creates, but wisdom sustains. Power commands, but wisdom remembers. Power begins the story. Wisdom understands its ending. The Greeks once looked up and saw in Zeus the unshakable pillar of order, the promise that the universe was ruled by justice, not chaos. The Norse looked up and saw Odin, the quiet wanderer, the one who knew the end yet walked toward it anyway. Two reflections of the same truth, that even the divine is divided between strength and meaning, between the lightning that gives light and the shadow that gives shape. The heavens were never meant for one ruler alone. They belong to both, the hand that strikes and the eye that sees. And perhaps that is the lesson hidden beneath the storm. That every act of creation carries within it the seed of understanding. That every victory whispers of what it costs to win. That even gods must choose, to command or to comprehend. Now the thunder fades into memory. The clouds drift apart. The ravens return to the silence. But their voices still echo above the world, in the rustle of wind, in the tremor of the earth, in the fire that burns within every living soul. Because somewhere in each of us, there is a spark of Zeus, the will to rise, to conquer, to create. And somewhere deeper still, there is the gaze of Odin, the hunger to know, to understand, to see. So the question remains, timeless and unending. When you look to the heavens, whose voice do you hear? The thunder that commands, or the silence that understands? If this story still echoes in your mind, if you felt the storm, the wisdom, the eternal balance between gods, let it live a little longer. Like this video to keep the flame of mythology alive. Comment below, who do you believe truly rules the heavens, Zeus or Odin? And if you seek more tales where gods mirror the soul of humanity, subscribe to Myths Compared, and follow the path where power meets meaning. Because the storm may fade, but the echo of the divine never dies.